Hello, everybody. Welcome to RPG Cast, episode 823 for the week of August 22nd, 2026. Chris Privateer bringing you this week's RPG news. Joining me, Kelley Ryan.
Can't believe August is almost already over. Where did the year go?
It went in the past.
No.
Yeah, it's all gone. All gone. Also here, Ryan Costa.
I still think it's 2019 every once in a while. So what happened to the last decade?
It also in the past,
In the past.
I guess.
Ate up by life events?
Eaten up
Yep.
by life events, yes. And then finally, joining us for the second time ever, Erik Van Esselt. Hi.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
I had to look up
We're
your
almost
last
there,
name.
right? I know, I saw it on stream. Get to look up my last name.
I'm like, the heck is Eric's last name? It's Hair Frog. He's the froggy. Hi, Hair Frog.
That's me. Hello.
We found a frog game for you this week.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one with a list. The ever-growing list for Extra Life.
So you get all the frog games, and I get all the cat games.
Oh,
Do we have somebody on staff that gets dog games?
I don't think so.
No, don't think so.
Not specifically, anyway. If I find them, mostly it's just the pet lover people. Sam's close, but I think it's more cat than dog still.
Because Sam has dogs.
Yeah.
I know she likes cats, but it has dogs. I think her husband is allergic to cats.
Get a new husband.
No, Scout's good to her.
All right.
I think a lot of people on staff have dogs. I have one. I know Scar has a dog. Multiple dogs, I believe. He has 2 dogs, I believe. He has huskies. So, good luck with that.
Good luck.
We want to get another dog. We lost our dog in January, but we're going on a week-long trip to New York City in October, and we kind of want to hold off until after, so that we don't have this new dog and then have to leave them with strangers or with at the boarding place or whatever for a week first. Being responsible and all that.
Yeah.
We got a puppy a few months ago. She's now 6 months. So she's a golden retriever. She's out of her puppy phases into her raptor phase. So biting, those kind of things. No, she's very sweet, especially to other dogs and other people. Sometimes a little bit over sweet towards other people. Like, I like you. Please pet me. And I'm like, my dog's name is Yuna. I'm like, Yuna, can we please move on? Please. No, this person needs to pet me. No, absolutely not. I've been outside for half an hour. Please, I want to get inside again. So she's very over social. But yeah, golden retriever.
Well, at least she's friendly.
She's very friendly.
My favorite thing about our dog before we had him for about 12 years is that he loved riding in the car, and whenever we would go through the bank drive-through or the McDonald's drive-through or whatever, people would just inundate him with treats because they thought he was so cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nobody gives me cat treats because I'm not a cat. But I mean, they don't give my cats treats either when they're in the car with
It
me.
would be very weird when
Yeah.
they give you cat treats.
Have a cat treat.
Oh, you're a good boy, and it's giving you cat treats.
I don't know what.
Are you sure it's not because the cat is trying to escape through the cat carrier and doing the pathetic yowling?
No, this is when I bring Scamper on his leash, and he's looking up against the window. And actually, he's gotten worse and he's gotten older, so I don't take him as much. And that might be making it worse, not making it better now that I think about it. But he used to be very happy to run around the car and explore everything, smell everything, look at everything. And now he's good in the car. And then I get to I was just going to Walgreens to pick up a prescription. I got to the drive-through lane and I turned down the window, and he realized that, wait a second, there's like things and people and other things outside. And he just shrank down slowly, stopped purring. And then after like a couple minutes, he went and got into the passenger seat footwell and just like got as flat on the ground as he could, making no noise. And it's like, you don't want to, no? There's people. You could look at people. No. Okay. All right, baby. He wouldn't come back out on the whole.
I can absolutely relate to this.
After I put the window back up and started driving back home, I'm like, okay, buddy, it's all safe. Everything's sealed up. It's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not safe. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, we used to like to bring my husband's cat, Jack, to my parents' house because he was very travelable. And then when she got her kitten, and my mom got her kitten in 2013, and the kitten was way too nosy with Jack, that kind of stopped. And then my mom got a German Shepherd, and then that really stopped. So Petcast.
Petcast.
Only because I've barely played anything all week.
I have played things.
You played stuff? All I played was Project Gorgon.
Stuff.
I did more pooping in my simulation game and I killed the dragon. I did like a real hard dungeon last night with some friends that are overpowered, so I kind of got carried, but it worked. I killed the dragon and I learned how to alchemy better. Don't ask, that the rewards are weird in that game. And then that's it for me. My cow has killed a dragon. But what did you do, Sir Frog?
So, I came back from a camping trip, and then I booted up the PlayStation 5 again, and I was like, okay, now I'm finally going to finish Unicorn Overlord.
Oh.
And I did finish Unicorn Overlord. So I really enjoy Unicorn Overlord. I was actually trying not to finish the game for a longest time, like doing extra side quests, and then the game said there are no side quests anymore. It's like, oh, please, one more. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really like it. I said it on Discord that it reminded me with a lot of things. There are a lot of things that remind me of like old Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's more like ogre battle, but there are a lot of things that really reminded me of old Fire Emblem games. For example, when you start the game, you, as a Lordling, have another character with you, which is a level 20 paladin. That is very much a trope out of Fire Emblem. You would always get a grizzled old paladin with you that you would never use in a battle because, well, you shouldn't use in a battle because that's just wasting your experience. But they did the same thing. But instead of having it as a waste as experience, because you can make your own battalions, so you can have multiple characters in one battalion of so you have 3 characters in one battalion, and then you have another battalion with a few characters. So you have your level 20 paladin there. He won't get any experience, but the other people that are in that battalion would get experience. So you have like already a good tank to have, especially with a paladin. So it was very nice. Also, people that are in the same battalion unit, they tend to like each other more, so they have conversations afterwards. So very much the same system as you have seen in Fire Emblem games. Of course, the promotion is there. And I really enjoyed it. For me, the best thing about Unicorn Overlord is you start the game on a small island. You move towards the mainland, and then you have the whole world map that you can just slowly take over. You go from city to city, from quest to quest. And I really enjoyed it. Like, oh, I got another continent down. Let's go. And then, okay, now I need to go north. That's where the werewolves and the werebears are, and the werefoxes, and slowly taking over that whole continent. And that felt very rewarding, but also it really showed you like your progress as what you're doing is actually, has impact on the world map. And I really enjoyed that.
That was my favorite part of that game, was just running around the world map, seeing what all I could find, and finding all the hidden shrines and treasure chests, and liberating new towns so then I could trade with them. Put a sentry there and start trading with them and stuff. That was a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, there's the small mining mini game that is just the chocograph mini game out of Final Fantasy IX.
Yep.
And doing that a lot. And it was also a reason why you would do that, because you get treasure maps there that you would then, could find the treasure. But also you needed a lot of stones for certain bridges to repair them. So you could also go get certain shrines. There were a lot of things you could do outside of just doing the main story, and it was really fun. I think I clocked 50 hours into it, but didn't feel like it. There are some games that you feel like I have put a lot of time into this, but this time was like, no, I don't want it to be over. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I love that game's art style.
Yeah, my wife had never seen a Vanillaware game. So the first thing she asked me is like, why are the boobs moving? So that's a choice. That's a choice.
Yeah.
Okay? And she's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Can I show you a game called Dragon's Crown?
Yeah, I didn't do that. That would be too much for her. No. I also enjoyed that certain characters that you would meet around already had a history with each other. So you have Clive, one of your knights that you would meet along the way, meets up with his ex-fiance, and she also joins. And like, okay, you guys are gonna be in one battalion, and you're gonna be friends and lovers. That's the only thing I now need. You guys will be one
you
unit.
had to fix their relationship for them?
I fixed their relationship.
Oh, boy.
That's what I did.
You're the fixer.
No, it was the reason why they were ex-fiancés is because the whole marriage was more political. But now they love each other.
Oh, I see.
Because of war.
Because of war.
You fixed them.
I
Good
fixed
job.
them.
I'm a little worried about this.
So yeah, that was Unicorn Overlord. And I was like, okay, I can go into triangle strategy. Didn't do that because I was also thinking about maybe I should go into Tactics Ogre Reborn because I'm a little bit on a strategy RPG kick. Also didn't do that because what I did is actually booted up my save from 2 years ago of Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age.
Oh, fun. One gambit system to another.
Yep. I booted up the game, I did the dungeon, then I stopped the game, went to YouTube, watched a YouTube video to see what the hell is going on. Then I paused the YouTube video like, okay, from this hour video, I am 45 minutes in. So that's where I am in the story. Okay.
Wait, you watched an hour video to find out you were only 45 minutes into the game?
So the video was like a story recap. It was an hour.
Okay.
I'm watching it. Okay, but now.
This is great. That means you did what I did. So I'd gotten to this. There's a dungeon in the game called the Lighthouse or something. And I had stopped playing at that point and came back like 4 years later or something stupid. Had no idea what I was doing, what the plot was like, and had to do the same thing you just did. And then I was able to just finish the game because apparently I was like an hour or two from finishing the game. It's ridiculous.
I think I've done it a few times with Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky 1. Because the way it's set up is every chapter feels really like a episode that you just watched, just played through, and then after each episode you feel each chapter it feels like you're going to a new episode. And so that was for me a lot of time like a jumping off point for the game, like maybe I want to play something else now. So that's how multiple times I had to watch a video like, where was I again? Oh, yes, that's what happened. And then the girl with the bird. Yes, okay, I know where we are now. And then played it another chapter and then dropped it again. I did finish it, the first one.
Chris.
But yeah, Zodiac Age. One of the things I will say, I played Final Fantasy XII when it came out on the PlayStation 2. Didn't get into it. I remember my wife being my girlfriend was very pissed off about the things that they did to change the game because it was no longer, as she would say, no longer Final Fantasy.
What was it?
Well, it's no longer it is now real time. It's no longer the ATB
ATB.
system and those kind of things. So what she liked about Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10, this was completely different. This was the first game that was completely different.
It was more like a heartfelt kingdom, almost like a Kingdom Hearts or something.
Ooh, yeah. It was more actiony, absolutely. And also with the gambits and those kind of things. She was not really into it at that point. And I was also at that point not really into it. But now playing it, I think one of the things I really enjoy is pressing L1 and the game goes faster at that point. So it's 2 times. I can also set it to 4 times. So going through dungeons and doing the battles with a little bit more speed is more my speed.
Now, is the 4 times speed on some of the more difficult missions still end up feeling like, how did that take 3 minutes?
Yes, especially I was at a boss fight, and the boss fight was against the King Bomb for people who know where it is. But
Hmm.
that enemy had renew, so it could
Mm.
absolutely refill its health completely. So we were just battling against a thing that could heal itself constantly, and the only way how to really break through it is to do a lot of damage at the same time. But I was like, I don't feel like doing that. You do hardly do any damage to me. I do a lot of damage to you. I'm just gonna see and wait out how long this takes, by just beating you with Van and Baltier while Ash is healing. That was 3 minutes. Another force speed. Force speed, you have to go into the menu and set it up as extra button presses, so I didn't do that. So yeah, those are the 2 things that I've been playing. Yeah, I've also been playing Shining Force 3. I'm still doing that.
What?
Um,
First scenario?
still on first scenario.
Okay.
I had to replay everything after a certain point because my the way that I played it didn't really work anymore. So I had to do it on a different system, and then I had to
Okay.
do it all over again. So I now know where every large mithril is in every single map because I've played it through multiple times already. But I like Shining Force 3, and I wish Shining Force 3 would get a remastered 1 point, maybe on the Switch too. Who knows? Maybe we can
Don't
dream.
don't give me hope.
I know. Because I
Well,
think rights wise is a little bit weird because the makers of the game are now part of Nintendo, while the
Hmm.
Shining Force name, I believe, is still with Sega. So I think it's a little bit weird.
It's that, and the Saturn was notoriously hard to program for,
True.
and who knows what kind of issues
mm,
there are with the source code. Like Panzer Dragoon, when they remade that for this all the modern systems recently, they had to remake that game from the ground up.
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me too, because didn't Shining Force 3 probably come out during the time where if you ask companies like Square Enix, they're like, what do you mean we did work in the 90s? It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that game came out very, very late in the Saturn cycle, so it sold like crap. Um, they barely, I mean, it wasn't as bad as Panzer Dragoon Saga, but they barely printed enough copies of it, so it's hard to find. And up until recently, Saturn games were notoriously hard to emulate, so hardly anybody played it.
Yeah.
Uh, I played through all three of them when I got my Steam Deck a couple of years ago, and I even had trouble trying to get it to run, particularly when I had to when it came to one of the games that had like a game. The emulator that I was playing it in kept freezing at a certain point, so I had to switch emulators. But then my save file wasn't compatible. to transfer my characters because it was the third scenario, and in the third scenario, all of the characters you've recruited come back, and it was not that bit of the emulation process was not fun at all.
I had the exact same issue. So I was playing scenario 1, got through like chapter 2 and 3, and in chapter 3 there's a battle against Spiril, and Spiril does a move, and then the emulator said like, I can't show this move. I will now close down. So no, 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 no. So I tried to fix it multiple. Just had to switch emulators, and then I was like, okay, now I'm just going to do it again, up to that point, and just in a emulator that I know works. But you can see the difference because the way that they programmed Shining Force 3 is a lot of um, like 2D textures on 3D things, like trying to emulate like as if something is moving. So there's a train level where you're on the train and you see the grass going by, but it's just textures of grass just animated that it goes by. But a lot of emulators can't do that. And then you just see the grass being still. Or if you are at a waterfall, you don't see the waterfall, you just see the stuff that's behind it is super ugly. There are a lot of weird quirks with Saturn games like that.
Yep.
What I've gathered is there's ways to possibly try fixing the emulator side. I remember playing a Tactics Ogre GBA ROM back in the day, and whenever a particular wizard would use a magic spell, it would freeze. So my way of fixing that was to just repeatedly go through the same save state, except move different characters so it would never use that spell until I defeated him.
Yeah. I guess it gets annoying after a while, though. I just did a lot of save states in my playthrough. Because even after I got through that emulator issue, that it was when I was grinding my characters up in the last scenario, the game liked to freeze quite a bit. So I just made a point to try to save state every chance I could.
So I have a question for you guys, because before picking up Final Fantasy 12, I was really debating with myself, shall I go for Triangle Strategy or for Tactics Ogre Reborn? What should I pick?
Triangle Strategy, I mean, they're both very similar games. Triangle Strategy is unique in that every single character in that game plays completely different. Like you're playing Shining Force right now, you have similar characters like your archers and your centaur knights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There is one ice mage, one fire mage, one archer, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And they all can also have moments of being amazing, and you might find someone like, oh, that character was terrible. Then you look it up and there's like 20, 30 people telling you that it's the best character in the game.
Yeah.
So everyone can be good and everyone can be bad, depending on the situation and how you use them.
Okay.
Like there's even a character that's like a merchant whose entire purpose is for grinding up money, which doesn't seem I mean, obviously it's not very good for battle utility, but when you're grinding up,
you had me at grinding. That's
yeah.
I do know that you first have to get through the first 3 hours of Triangle Strategy, because it can be very text heavy. That's something that I did read, but then again, 3 hours.
But that's the unique thing about Triangle Strategy, is how unique the characters are compared to, say, a Tactics Ogre, where you have your generic units and you can hire a bunch of the same class and have a strategy that way.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like Triangle Strategy is very story driven.
Cool. I'll finish 12 and then I will use my Switch again for some Triangle Strategy.
Also, I don't. Are you gonna play through the game just straight, or are you gonna try to go for a specific ending during your playthrough?
First playthrough, whatever happens.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cause yeah, the branching paths really branch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, first playthrough, I just see what happens, and then in New Game
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I can always go back. But I know myself, I'll probably spend 2 years not doing it, and then after 2 years, I'm like, oh yeah, that game. Same thing I did with Three Houses. I did the first campaign. I did Edelhart's campaign. Then I said, oh, I can do another campaign. Just wait. And 2 years later, then I did another campaign. I probably still have to do the other two at one point, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it takes some years before I will do it actually.
Yeah,
Variety is the spice of life, so
That's true. That's
that's
true.
not a bad thing.
triangle strategy, they definitely want you to play the game multiple times because of how different the scenarios play out depending on some of the major decisions that you make. Especially since that there's that whole voting thing with the decisions. That's what makes that game kind of famous.
Nice.
It's
Cool. Add it to the list. Top of the list.
It,
Nice.
it's a good game.
hope you like character development and story though, because it's not just the beginning of the game that can have a lot of dialogue heavy moments that can pop up throughout the game too. So
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I really hate it. So I really should stop playing RPGs. No. No, I
I
like it.
can't
I
tell me you're
honestly,
playing Gothic for the story.
Absolutely,
For
for Gomez.
Gomez.
Gothic 1 and 2 have a very good story. I love it.
I don't recall that being anything I've ever heard said about Gothic before. Is that
I really, it's fun.
okay?
Everybody hates you. I love it.
now I think Triangle Strategy honestly is one of the best newer strategy RPGs to come out in a long time. And the other thing I appreciated about that game is I get very overwhelmed by all of the equipment choices that you have to deal with in strategy RPGs. That one you just upgrade your character's equipment at a certain point. You're not having to constantly change out their equipment.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something that I did have a problem with Unicorn Overlord because you
Mm-hmm.
have 40 plus characters at one point, like
Yeah.
42 characters, and they are all in battalions that are like so you have like 8 of them with 5. So yeah, you have 40 characters ready for every single battle.
Mm-hmm.
And maintaining their equipment, but also yeah, setting their gambits right. So if you have your fighters with the hammer that they will react to if the tank gets hit and those kind of things, you just all set it all up, and that just takes so much time, and you can be really lost into all those menus. And also because the equipment shows all the equipment, so also the things that you've already equipped on somebody else, it's just a mess. You can
Mm-hmm.
set it, the sort it like, please show me first the things that are, unequipped. But then you still have a big list because it still shows you at the end of the list all the things that other people are wearing at that point. Like, oh, okay, I know. It's a little bit much. But that's the only gripe I really have with the game, to be quite honest.
And
Yeah.
from my point of view, as someone who really enjoys loot, at least in a game where there's that many different characters, everything you pick up is useful. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have that moment where it's like, oh, I got this. It's just going to sit there because I only have one sword user. You gave me 14 swords to choose from. So I'm just going to use the one I already have. Like, no, you have 14 sword users. So you might as well equip them all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my sword user was so good. I had Aramis, he has dual blades, and
Yeah.
he absolutely murdered the final boss. Such a great character. But what have you guys been playing before this becomes the Unicorn Overlord podcast?
No, I could talk strategy RPGs all day, and it's funny the different types of people because when we had Jonathan Stringer on the cast talking about triangle strategy, he hated the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of equipment to deal with because he said that he likes doing the micromanaging of all of that stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, you're more patient than I, because that is the one thing that I absolutely hate about strategy RPGs is having to keep track of all of their junk.
And that's one of the reasons why I asked the question about, especially with Tactics Ogre Reborn. Of course, I looked at a few videos and those kind of things, and there were some people who were like, "Yeah, I really like that in Tactics Ogre Reborn, you have to equip like multiple things, and you have to go into this and that and that." And I was like, "Oh, those are a lot of menus.
Yeah.
I like this, but then again, do I like it? I don't know. Do I want this?" Um, so I was a little bit on the fence. I do like. Look, I've played this guy, yeah, all of them.
Hmm.
So that's I can handle equipment stuff, but yeah, I'm really looking like where am I at this point in my brain? What do I need from a game? And I think having a good story with characters that are all have different roles, so you can just really compile your army as what you like the most. So if you buy a wizard, ice wizard, or maybe a combination of both, all the wizards. Um, yeah, I think that's why I said yeah. That's why it should be on top of my list after 12.
Yeah, a
Awesome.
triangle strategy definitely had moments for me since they're so varied. Since you mentioned playing Disgaea as well, I was the guy who played through the first Disgaea and wanted to have one of every character type. So even though you only can use 10, I ended up wanting to use 25, 30 characters. And I felt similar to that with triangle strategy, except in Disgaea, you have to constantly keep everyone at a similar equipment level as well. Well, triangle strategy, like you mentioned, you're just experimenting with what characters work well in certain areas.
Hmm.
And in this Gaia 1, you just need one character. Once you have the imagine, you're set. That's it. Have
Yep.
fun. That's why they really made it a lot less stronger. They nerfed him completely in this Gaia 2, and some other this Gaia games, it's not even an option anymore to have Imagine.
Nope. They weren't in Mayhem.
Yeah, I did. So I did a stream of. So I streamed every single this Gaia game, and I would beat the first Baal I would fight in the game. And usually the first Baal that you fight in the game is not the strongest one, except for this Gaia D2. That was the strongest Baal out of all of the games. And it took me two streams to actually, so 6 hours to actually beat it. And I was writing down every single move he did, what happened, how I would react. And I still have that somewhere on my PC. Just, okay, turn one, I need to do this. Turn two, I need to do this. Turn three, I need to do this. Turn 44, I need to do this. So I still have that somewhere. But that's like my badge I still have. I beat Baal in this guy at D2.
That's impressive. I've never beaten any of the optional bosses in any of the Disgaea games. As much as I like them, once I roll credits, I think I'm kind of done because I've already put in 60 hours.
Oh,
Sometimes at that point.
we at one point during the streams, I would absolutely say like, I wish this story could be done. Then the real game starts. Let's start grinding.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, and also unlocking all the levels you need to do grinding on, because like there's specific level up levels, right? And
yeah. Then you could also visit them in Overlord stages, and so the level cap is even higher. You will have certain items that you go into the item world, and you can steal the next level of that item on the stage 99. So you have to go through 99 stages and those kind of things. I put a lot of time into that.
My Disgaea experience when I was younger always made my friends and most people that play the game laugh because I somehow made the enemies so strong and myself stay so stagnant that I'm watching my friends like I'm level 4,000. I defeat a level 1,000. I gain 5 levels. Like, oh, how come I'm level 50? I defeat a level 120 and I gain 1 level. And it just I couldn't gain the experience, and every item world or anything I went through was just like so dense. Like the level 10 bosses, I'm like, okay, this is like a super boss to me because they have 3 times my health. I eventually just lowered the difficulty because at the time I was wondering why it was so easy to pass that bill, and I'm like, oh, now I understand. So I lowered the difficulty enough to at least beat the game. And when if I go back to it, now I can do the level, the super grinding and stuff.
I'm checking my Steam. Let's see. Disgaea 1, 131 hours. Disgaea 2, 104 hours. Disgaea 3, I did on the PlayStation 3 because it's stuck there. Um, 4 is, I can't see it, I don't know why. 5, 80 hours. So you can see the earlier ones take a lot more time because there's a lot of things in 5, 6, and 7 that make it a lot easier to grind towards the super bosses and those kind of things. I think D2 is like 200 plus hours, but that's also only on the PlayStation 3.
Once they got, because Disgaea 2, I felt like they really walked back a lot of the major grinding stuff that you could do.
Yeah.
And then in 3, they could kind of realize that no, becoming OP is what this series is all about. So they kind of put that stuff back. And then by like 5 and 6, they knew exactly what people wanted out of these games. So they just said, you know what, screw it. You can just change the difficulty. You don't have to pass the stupid bills anymore.
And this guy too has the best item world music. I will stand
Hmm.
by that. Because you spend so much time there. So
Yeah.
It better be good then.
yeah.
I don't know. After 100 hours, it just kind of runs together in my head.
Yeah, sometimes I let my my YouTube just autoplay like videos, and then it will sometimes pop up like a music video from this guy, and like, oh, that's the item world from this guy too. Thank you, because I've listened to it once or twice or something, and it will just pop up.
I have moments like that as well because when I end up writing a review after I've beaten the game, I one of the things that typically goes through in one year out the other for me after a while is the soundtrack. So to refresh my memory on it, get into the mindset of the game again, I'll put the soundtrack on YouTube. So it's funny whenever they give me, pre-made. We made you a mix based on songs you've listened to,
Yeah,
and a third of the mix is just one song snippets from games I've reviewed over the years.
same. Then you're just going through. Hey, that's from Gothic 1. Hey, that's from Legacy of Kain. That's not Raptor's theme. That's nice, thanks. And then you have all those weird songs in a row. And like, okay, and now okay, we're now going to Disgaea 4. That's just completely different from what I just listened to, but it's fun.
Yeah.
My YouTube recommendations are all over the place between power metal, has been Hotel and Hell of a Boss songs, and video game music.
My recommendations, so purely on video. Today I got a recommendation from someone who was like, old RPGs can fix your brain. I was like, okay, let's watch it. And it was about um, how newer games would, stress you out because you get dopamine every 5 minutes or something. But if you want to reset your brain, you should play an older RPG. For example, Dragon Quest IV or Chrono Trigger. And I was like, I don't know. Some of those old games are very stressful. You don't know if I
Yeah.
really want to do that. I think it will ruin my brain a little bit more. Yeah, just play Dragon Quest 2 for the SN or for the NES. No, thank you.
Well, my issue with a lot of the older RPGs is that one, they don't have much of a story to be told, and two, they're very grindy, like almost in the waste your time sense kind of grindy. That's why so many remakes these days put in the fast forward button
Yeah.
to mitigate that.
Or they completely rebalance the whole, for example, the Dragon Quest 3 and Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 remakes that they did. They just completely rebalanced it all again. to not make it as grindy as it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
It's still grindy,
Yeah.
but it's Dragon Quest.
Nobody wants to grind in a turn-based game. They want to just grind in non-turn-based games, like how action games work. Because you can't
Well,
tell me after 135 hours of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink that it's not a grinded game.
is it what you've been playing?
That is not what I have been playing recently, but I did cover Endless Ragnarok last month. So, as someone who hadn't played the original game, I had to go through that and like, okay, where does the expansion story content end? And then it ended up being you had to like beat the last super boss to get the last little bit of story. I'm like,
Oh, oh,
So I beat everything the game had to offer. It took 135 hours.
wow.
Was it
Yeah.
And I
worth it?
would, it kind of was because the hardest solo fight that I had to do was one of those things where I'm like, okay, maybe I actually know how to do action RPGs a little bit because this thing was ridiculously tough. And uh, but I wouldn't have been able to probably beat the entire I'd still be trying to do it if I didn't have the help of multiplayer with a lot of the rest of them. So like some of the toughest super boss type stuff, including when you're going through in the story, you can join as multiplayer. And there are people that are like, we're stronger than you. Like, excellent, please. I will do my best to stay alive and not hinder this.
Hmm.
Uh, I can segue into what I have been playing if you guys would like.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So, first and foremost, especially since we're talking strategy RPGs, Brigandine Abyss has been released for the review and comes out next week. For anyone who played Brigandine on PlayStation 1, this is a bit of a departure overall, but it does still capture the essence, in my opinion. I will stand bat for that. Now, that isn't always helpful for people because Brigandine is a franchise that is the only people that are going to ever say it's a four out of five or above will consistently acknowledge that this game is not for everyone and it's a janky masterpiece. Like this is not a game that's going to be for everybody, but for those that it resonates with, it's an instant guilty pleasure. Like you'll have so much fun with it. It takes a combination of Romancing of the Three Kingdoms, Risk type. You take over the continent. In Brigadier Abyss, they added in 6 story modes, so you'd be able to have a more focused story. Now, that story is still extremely cheesy. You can even hear it in the Japanese voice acting. It's just all overacting cheesy gloriness. But it does actually have a beginning, middle, and end, unlike some of the earlier games where it just had snippets of story here or there, depending on who talked to each other, kind of thing. There's actual growth and, like I said, beginning, middle, and end. Uh, but there is some micromanaging in this one, though, for sure, in a lot of ways, because you have to protect each of your settlement strongholds. And because if you don't, they'll get attacked and you'll lose areas. So pretty much you take over a spot, you have to be prepared to defend from there. And what makes that at least somewhat fun is each stronghold has its own very detailed, to me anyway, interesting background. And some of them even have like gates that will pop up and just recede every turn. So it environmentally affects the fight as well. Story mode has event battles that are very different than the usual 3 armies on 3 armies, which I haven't even gotten into that aspect because each army is a knight with a bunch of summoned monsters in it. Now, in this particular version of the game, even the monsters can equip things. So, what makes it at least a little easy is when you go out questing, you can find new pieces of equipment. When you get that piece of equipment, you just go to each of the ones, if you have the gold for it, each of the people who can equip that, just go buy, buy, buy. And everyone's now upgraded to the new good weapon. And it's just a tactical dream in a lot of ways. there are so many different night classes and monster classes that when I went through and beat the game, which took about 25 hours, a lot of the replayability comes from starting off as different the other nations. Uh, Mission modes will have their own objectives that are not always just take over the continent. You might have things like take over the western half of the world while using only these monster and night classes. So it restricts some things. There are other ones where it's just collect 50 of this night type thing. Like it's just there's a lot of possibilities. And yeah, going through the game once, I wasn't able to see all the night monster classes. So there's something you're going to see each time through. It is still janky though, in all senses of the word. The AI is kind of dumb. They'll just charge right at you, and if they happen to have a fast-moving unit, which may include their healing Pegasuses, they'll just run straight into your front line and be like, haha, I did 50 damage. And I killed you with no one nearby to even protect you. So they can be idiots sometimes, but ultimately, if most of the units move around the same speed, so they have at least a loose formation to not make it too easy. But just a lot of good decks. And
I've added it to my wish list after what you just told me. You had me at jank, so
did you ever see or play the original Brigadine on PlayStation 1?
No, because it's one of those games that never came out in Europe.
Okay, yeah.
So I've heard of the games. So I was always interested in it, and now you remind me of it, so I added to my wish list. And also, I really like the look of it.
It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure, like beyond maybe one or two playthrough type things. Like I'm intrigued to go back to it. It's a perfect example you were mentioning of like 2 years later, like, oh, I haven't played Brigadier Abyss in a bit. Let me jump into one of the other story modes from the other side, and then feel like almost a brand new game to me. And it's I hope it gets its audience. It's actually developed by a team that is known for its difficulties. So the fact that the game turned out like this means that they really knew what Brigadine was like at heart. Because, for example, one of the things involving combat is a lot of the monsters are big and bulky. So you'll like have a dragon versus a pixie, and it's like, oh, it's going to be able to just slaughter the thing because it's so big. Like, no, the pixie's so fast that you have like a 5% hit chance. So you're just like dragon sitting there swatting at it, not able to do anything, and pixie's doing 8 damage back. Now, if your only mode of combat for that entire battle was just dragon versus pixie, sure, that would be very boring then. But how they factor in how slow moving the bigger units are as compared to the lesser strength of the agile units has always been a source of, oh, XCOM isn't the only game to have 75% hit miss chances. And it's just entertaining to see. And you'll set up an entire fight to be like, okay, I might lose a couple of my monsters here if I don't succeed on this attack. And then you're like, oh, it's a 50%. And you just sit there, you're like mentally doing the coin flip, like, do I even bother trying to attack, or do I just set it up for better defense? And yeah, it has its issues. It's not going to be for everyone, but I very much enjoy this franchise. And one of the bigger issues, though, I will mention, especially for those that listen to this that have played the other ones, is in the original Brigadine, it would go based turn order would go based off of your knight's level. So if you had like a level 30, 20, and 10, and the enemy had a 25, 15, and 5, your level 30 would go, then it's level 25, et cetera, et cetera. In Brigadine Abyss, it's all enemy or allies first, enemy second, which takes some of the strategic possibilities out when you have 3 teams worth of how to defend, how make sure you're able to defeat the enemy you're trying to defeat and stuff like that. But I'm definitely also a person that isn't going to only play a game for its difficulty. Like when you have the cheese factor of, as shown on our uh, Twitch stream right now, one of the main villains is named Chaosolus. Like that is one of the cheesiest names I've ever heard. Oh, it has its charms, and that leads into the other game that I had played and have out for review this week called Celestial Return. Now, Celestial Return is a dice-based CRPG, and this one was just very interesting because it combines cyberpunk aesthetics and color palettes with cosmic horror.
Hmm.
And you'll have just interspliced moments of like they'll bring in music videos of rock, like heavy metal music videos as interludes between the chapters as you're going through and making your choices. And unlike a lot of the games where it's based off of your attributes, it's also based on the dice rolls as well. And the dice are one-time use only, and it's a in-game metaphor as well for excess and wealth, because you'll hear the characters talk about like, oh, I don't have the dice to be able to survive another day. I'm a homeless person. Could you spare some dice? Stuff like that. So it's a metaphor for basically the richer you are, the more likely you're able to succeed at anything. So if you have the resources, you have the background, you have the possibilities, it makes it more likely. But it is a very downtrodden type game. It takes its cyberpunk influences very highly, and when you add in something like cosmic horror, it's not expected that everyone's happy and everyone's going to succeed and be enjoying their life type stuff. It's you come across the cosmic horrors are called abstracts, and these abstracts are I, in case anyone plays the game, I don't really want to spoil exactly what they are to a point, but they're basically almost like a ghost entity that is pure in its lack of knowledge on if they're good or evil. They have singular purposes. And it's what people's reactions to them, because a lot of the times it's, oh, that's a big, crazy, scary looking thing. We got to kill it. So it defends itself, and it's much stronger than humans are. So you play as a detective that used to be a part of a investigative department that typically these people live like a couple of months, and you've lived a couple of years, so you know more about abstracts than anyone else alive by virtue of somehow I've survived all these encounters with these things. And you just walk into an area and it's like everything seems quiet. Is there an abstract here? One of his special abilities is basically to turn on an eyesight where you can see them. Be like, oh, there's one in the wall somehow. And they can like subtly change how people act and react even some of the time with them, because they're just they're like, oh, I'm used to people being violent. So you walk into a spot and suddenly you're feeling more violent. And it's just a lot that of philosophical thought provoking aspects that make you go, huh. And one of the things I picked up on that I personally thought maybe this wasn't even an intention of the developer is, since it's also in uh, where you're in is a dystopian bottom floor of a society where they literally built the city on top of this one. So you see all these promotional posters where it says like, listen to your government and you'll be able to survive this squalor longer type thing. And it's like, no, people that are actually thinking realize this is like a fascist type society, right? But in those types of societies, whenever they're shown, there's a lack of color. And a lot of the abstracts, and whenever there's anything hope related that comes up, they throw some splash of color into it. So it's the other, the different, the artistic, and it's not always beneficial to humans in the society. It's like good and bad, doing something that's different than listening to this very gray and dark government seems to give variety. And I thought that was a cool play on words and use of color overall. But yeah, those are the two games I played.
What was the name of the cosmic horror game again?
Celestial Return.
Celestial Return.
I'm looking at the gameplay of it on stream, and for me, as an outsider, it feels like a choose your own adventure game, but you buy all the dice. Like,
Yeah.
okay. How much influence do you have on the game itself?
So some of the ways are based off of I didn't even really get into this aspect. Howard's the name of the detective. He has five voices in his head based off of like he just kind of broke down, and each of the voices pop up as opportunities when the dice rolls come up. So if you level up your anger issues, for example, and someone starts trying to piss you off, you're like one of the options is I just knock this guy out. You're more likely to succeed if you have a higher attribute level in anger issues.
I always level up my anger issues.
Yes. And a lot of the options, one of the things that is one of the bigger downsides for me about this game is as you make it further through the acts, it doesn't completely take away the options you aren't able to succeed at. It still shows your instigation of the question. Like if for example, using anger issues, like this big burly guy walks up and I'm like, I should just punch him out right now. But you didn't level your anger issues enough to make it possible. It'll still say, I just want to punch this guy out and then just loot him when he's knocked out. And like, why even give me that option if I can't do it? Why, like, just let me replay the game and show me the ones that were missing when I have the attributes to match. So that irritated me a bit because it's not just innocent situations like that. It'll sometimes be like, oh, you didn't search that drawer 2 chapters ago, so now we're going to have this you can't select option that is basically a spoiler. They're like, well, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me option I can't do anyway. Because if you're going to play a game in ignorance or like not willingly ignorant, but like the choices I made led me to this point, why do I have to see how everything would turn out? Doesn't really give that much replayability unless you want to see some of the other endings, right? But going through and seeing the twists and turns of the story itself was still useful. Most of the agency you put into it is every decision has to use a dice, even if it's an automatic success. So if like you level up your intelligence to the point where everything that you choose that's an intelligent option is just like, oh, wow, it was so simple. How did I not know to look over here? And it's like, you roll, you need a 2. Like, okay, well, my passive on intelligence is +5. You still need to put a dice in there. And then you make it to a spot where, something surprises you and you don't have the time to think rationally and intelligently. And suddenly, like, your only options are things you didn't level. Do you have the dice to be able to succeed at this check, or are you just going to lose the check? And if you don't have enough dice as things go on, you have less and less options until I never made it to it. But as far as I know, you can have moments where your game ends before the end of the game because you don't have the ability to make that attribute roll. Like, I'm completely out of dice and I need +10 here. And it's like, well, this is where your story ends, kind of thing. Like, okay, you boot up either an older save or you start from the beginning. So there are ways you can get stuck. It's not just a automatic choose your own adventure and everything's going to work out at the end type thing.
Well, in choose your own adventure books, you always have that page like, do you choose option A or B? Well, option B. Okay, you died, but okay, go back to page number 55. Okay. So I can I can now see what this game is.
Yeah. I showed it to a friend of mine, like after I published it. I published the review for it, and he was like, "Oh, this is what they mean by Disco Elysium lights." because everything about it just reminded them of Disco Elysium for
Hmm.
those that have played that more influential and popular title.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. What's next? Is it you, Kelley?
Yeah, it's a lot more interesting than what I played this week. I just played Tidy Up Together all week.
You did more library book stuff.
This is a magic shop.
There's
not just books. There's clothes. There's potions. There's lots of cool looking weapons that are asset flips from another Tidy game. I was trying.
Of course. They're stealing from each other already?
Yeah. Yeah. I know some people find these games dull. I just find them as like giant puzzles to put together. Tidy Up Together had a lot of patches this week, like while I was working on the largest shop in the game. So I was trying to get the achievement for finishing the largest shop in under 20 hours. And the progression is that for every 2% you completed, you got a gold coin to do your upgrades. And people were complaining that the progression in the biggest shop was way too slow, and it was. So halfway through my playthrough of the biggest shop, they put out a patch that reduced it to 1%.
Oh.
Which, yeah, made a huge difference in how early you get your abilities to, have more inventory or find stuff. So it took me like 22 hours to finish that level, and then, but the threshold for the achievement was 20 hours. So it's like, okay, let me boot up this thing again. And they were also, the developer was also messing around with the shelves way too much, because the largest shop, like for example, you have your weapons that there's like one set of 6. Well, the largest shop times that times 4. And if you're OCD like me, you want all of the great swords to be in one section and all of the axes to be in one section and all of that stuff. And then they were messing around with that. So I would open up the game, and then all of my carefully sorted shelves were messed up. So I'd have to go back and fix them. And I'm probably not making these sorting games sound fun, am I?
You are not, but I know that they're addictive anyway.
There's certain types of games out there that when I look at them, I go, okay, I have to be able to say I get it on principle, because I end up doing things like I play this game and write down the stats from it. So like there's just something that's soothing about doing something that is soothing.
Yeah, and that's the main appeal of these, is that they're very soothing. Like the Tidy Up Together one has this beautiful, I don't know how to describe it, like kind of, well, Chris, that the World of Warcraft ends in music.
Yeah.
That sounds like the whole soundtrack.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Together. Yeah, perfect.
And I always like those kinds of songs, and you just kind of chill out and listen to some bard music, or and some of the more modern based ones, they have lo-fi music, and you just listen to that stuff and put together a giant puzzle. Only the puzzle is carrots and books and weapons. And this particular game has a bunch of pastries in it, and it's like kind of food porn type pastries. They look really tasty. Like, I didn't know that taking muffin mix and basically putting it in a cake pan and just making like a muffin pie is a thing until I played this game. This is an object called a blueberry. What is it called? A blueberry cake. Has anybody else ever heard of that?
Huh?
So
I get the principle.
Normally when you make blueberry muffins, you put them in the individual muffin pans, right?
Mm-hmm.
a blueberry cake, you take all of the muffin mix and put it in like a pie tin.
Okay. Does
So
it work?
I mean, they had to have gotten it from somewhere. Vaughn told me that there are alternate instructions on the muffin box for making something like that.
There's only one thing we can do, Kelley. We have to all go make muffins now.
Well,
I have done the reverse before, and they turned out to be amazing. Taking the pre-made cake mixes and making cookies out of them.
Oh,
yeah, I've heard that. Or like how you can get giant cookies.
Mm-hmm.
This is just making one big freaking muffin, and it looks tasty, and I want to try it. I also want the ability to make cupcakes as big as like breakfast muffins.
I'm looking at this video that you were showing on stream, and I'm mesmerized by this person that's playing it. So what they're doing is they pick up the smallest things that they can find before they take up the big things that they can categorize. And it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating.
No,
pick up the weapons first, then the potions, please.
I mean, I know why they're doing it, because they're trying to get the percentage up faster by doing the smaller items, but I'm with you. I'm like, no, big items first. That way you can see what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's the preferred strategy. That's my strategy.
I'm just picturing somewhat like, because since everything was all on the ground, I know that it's supposed to be tidying up. But I just picture it as that level 100 who's played a MMO for way too long, being like, "This is all I got," and throwing it on the ground and just being like, "It'll stay on the ground, it's fine," and someone just picking it up and putting it on the shelves for them.
I mean, this food has got to be unsanitary as hell, right? Like, I'm picking up hams and roast chickens and putting them back, and what I'm hoping is an enchanted freezer, and like ribs and sausages, and that stuff's got to have. But this particular game has a cat in the shop. That stuff has cat hair all over it.
Of course, but this is also a fantasy world where in fantasy we also have wall chickens, so it's
delicious.
Exactly.
I don't know, maybe there's a spell to shake off all the cat hair. You would hope.
This looks like a game my wife would play with her friends, but they're playing Big Walk at the moment, so they are just doing that now. But I think if
everyone's doing Big Walk, aren't they?
I know.
Jeez.
I don't have any friends, so I'll never play Big Walk.
Wait, can't you play with your wife?
No, because she already played it with her friends.
Okay.
So,
you were told not to join.
Apparently.
Well, no, she will then complain about the fact that in Big Walk it's a big island with all kind of puzzles, and you have proxy chat, so you can only hear someone that's nearby, or if you have a walkie-talkie. So she'll always complain like, and that person, we had to go in the middle of the night in the game trying to find her on the island because she was lost again. Spent an hour doing that. Then we did one puzzle. Then she got lost again. So that's the conversation.
Just kick her off the island.
Then I'm like, yes.
Can you vote her off?
And then she's like, "Oh, you can play with us." I'm sorry, I will have back issues because I'm carrying you guys a lot. And then she gets angry about that.
Just be glad she's playing Big Walk, not The Longest Walk, which I saw recently, the Stephen King story.
I read that book, yes.
The one where they have to walk a certain pace or they get shot?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Ew.
I believe it's Stephen King's first book that he's ever written, but he wrote it under a different name.
Stephen Prince.
And it's I really like the book. It's a dystopian future where you just you have to walk. It's like a game. You have to walk, and it's being televised, and you just have to walk. And the person that's finished is the last one walking, last man standing, gets the money. It's a fun book, but also some gory stuff about feet. So if you're into that, go for it.
But yeah, I don't think would ever play this multiplayer with my husband. Um, a long time ago when we were both playing Animal Crossing, I went to go show him something on my, this was on the 3DS. I went to go show him something on my island. And he proceeded to, no, not on my island, I'm sorry, in my house. And I noticed that he was holding my 3DS a lot longer than, just looking at a thing. And he hands me back my 3DS, and he had put every single thing in my house back in my inventory. Went through and picked up everything. Because that's the kind of person he is. He likes to troll me. Well, I'm making dinner the other night. I've got my Steam Deck. I'm like, I'd better lock this. If he walks by and sees this organizing game, he is going to pick up everything off of these shelves and throw them. He didn't, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, to be honest, but that's cat energy.
Yeah. So if I tried to play any of these games multiplayer with him, he would just, run behind me and mess stuff up.
Just mess it all up.
Yeah.
Then he could never stop playing. You have to make him stuck playing until you finish. So therefore, if he's making it worse, then it never ends.
Yeah, and I suggested doing Power Wash Simulator.
He says, "I am pissed and hungry. She is right to fear me." Yep. Well, I tried to get him to play I suggested doing Power Wash Simulator together. He's like, "No, those are so not games for me. You have fun. I would never play anything like that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I just play them by myself. My sad little organizing world.
Power Wash Simulator looks like the type of game I won't even have the energy to troll it. Like, no, this is you just do you in this. This is fine.
Yeah, they exist to relax, and I appreciate that all of these sorting games have remained under $5. That's one thing that's kind of started to bother me lately, Chris. You know how Vampire Survivors and their mini clones kind of started out at under $5 and then under $10?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm starting to see them at running 15 to 20.
Ooh.
And I just can't help but think to myself, part of the reason why that genre was kind of attractive was because it was doing a lot of mindless stuff for not that much.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't know if a lot of the newer ones have packed the amount of content that Vampire Survivors and its ilk has. It's just an observation I made this week, seeing some of the ones that I had wish listed come out and being like, well, I really don't want to spend that much on that, especially not, I don't know if I'm going to unlock everything in several days or 20 minutes with some of them.
I need to play Vampire Survivors just to see how they compare to some of the ones that I have tinkered with after. I played one a couple weeks back called Hellforged, and they took Survivors gameplay and added in Diablo loot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is exactly what I needed, because it added that extraction element where oh, you made it halfway through where you normally would, but you just got a legendary piece of gear. Do you stick around to finish the map, or do you retreat so you can keep that piece of gear?
I think the three that I played were Vampire Survivors, Halls of Torment, and Megabonk. And those were all indeed under a tenner. Yeah. But I think I've now spent more on Vampire Survivors because I also just bought all the DLC and those kind of things when it came out. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Vampire Survivors has a ton of DLC, but I kind of like that even the base game you can still get a lot out of.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. It was just an observation I made this week, and if these sorting games get to be like that, I'm not going to be playing them as much as I had been.
I think they will once there's one that comes out that becomes a friend slop Twitch hit. then everybody's like, oh, we can ask more money for this, and then it will actually rise a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you saw it also with House Flipper, those kind of games, because of a lot of people just streaming those together, and then they became more expensive, and it's a shame.
Which is interesting because House Flipper had a lot of content.
Yeah.
Even
but
without
also a lot of DLC.
Yeah, even without the expansions.
I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of these because I'm not in the market for them because the ones I haven't finished. So
The survivors or the
survivors. Yeah. Because you asked me and I didn't answer. So the tidy up ones I can't. Kelley, I feel weird telling this to you, but instead of playing cleanup games, you know what I'm doing to calm and relax is trying to just learn how to draw and do art things, which I feel like you should already be doing.
I do, and I have been. I have my minis that I'm painting, and I have been working on that quite a bit. I've needed to chill out a little bit.
All right.
And plus the kitten has been really, really like cuddly with me.
Oh, that makes it hard to draw, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and I've tried to bring him upstairs and like, here, your father wants you to snuggle. You to snuggle with him.
And Vaughn's like, no, I don't.
No, he's like, yes, I am. But,
oh, okay, all right.
No, he just follows me down. The kitten follows me downstairs, and it's like, no, I want to snuggle with you. And I think part of it is because Frankie, is all the cat's friends. Like he's best friends with Vivi and now best friends with Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
And because Frankie hangs out with me the most, the other ones are like, hey, this human is cool. Frankie likes this human. I'm gonna like this human. At least that's my theory. I don't know how true it is.
I still try to figure out when I go to visit my grandma why her dog will follow me around and look at me being like, why aren't you feeding me? And I look at it like, I've given you one treat in your entire 10-year life. Everyone else here has fed you actual food.
Well, that means you're the wild card.
Question. I think it's a valid question still. Why are you not feeding me?
Yeah.
Fair.
You have a great many back payments you need to make.
True.
Hey, buddy, you owe me some treats.
Come to my house.
Don't offer me a tribute. But yeah, not a very exciting week for me. I went back. I was off all week last week, and having to go back to work is always fun in air quotes when the company, or not the company, but just your workload is a disaster and having to kind of go mess with all of that. I'm sure you all know the feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the last time I took time off that wasn't just for other work.
Unfortunately, we have to burn our vacation time, otherwise we lose it.
That's pretty much what I end up doing. Like, I'll take a long weekend, and then that gives me an entire day to play this game for review type stuff.
I get 42 days every year. That's a lot. Usually in the middle of the year, I get a message from a manager like, yeah, you really need to take days off. Otherwise, there will be problems with your days off. So, okay. So they asked. So now I have a 3-week off. So I am in my 3rd week at the moment. But I already know that I'm going to do that same thing in December, January, around that time. Another 3 weeks off.
My work does, I think I have, it's up to 5 weeks worth, but it goes up by hours. So every week I get like an extra 3 hours of vacation time, and you can carry over 40 from the prior year. So I'm constantly over a week, and the company usually ends up saying, we don't want you being over 40 hours. So I just book 2 long weekends every every month.
Nice.
So I only have like 2 5-day work weeks in any given month.
Let's see. I know the military is like this, where my dad would pretty much saved up all of his vacation, and then when he retired, banked like thousands of dollars as a payout because of it. Which, was all fine and dandy, but the man never took vacations and then bitched about being tired all the time.
Only yourself to blame.
I know in the Netherlands you can only bring a certain amount of hours/days over from each year because there used to be people who would absolutely get a lot of days and just keep on accumulating them over the years, and then like, well, I think I have enough now to do an early retirement, and then they did. So they said, no, well, let's change that you can only bring, I don't even know how much it is. If it's only 1 or 2 weeks that you can bring along, so 40 or 80 hours. I believe it's 80 hours.
So there you go. Vacation talk.
All right.
Isn't that what every person inside an RPG wishes, is to have a vacation? What do you mean the world's ending again? I don't want to save the world. Just let me know.
I'm on a holiday. I don't care if meteors falling from the sky. I'm on a holiday.
It's going to be the third Final Fantasy game.
Sephi, who? Holiday. Stop it.
Holiday.
I mean, yeah, but in Rebirth, you did have the whole Costa del Sol side area that was nothing but mini games. It was like a second gold saucer.
Tifa, Aerith, it's bikini time. It's holiday. We don't talk about the S word. What S word? No, we don't talk about the Sephiroth word. Oh, now you said it.
Oh, no. And this is why Aerith had to go.
Oh. You did the S word.
We need to move on as well.
Okie dokie.
Let's talk question of last week. What does cozy game mean to you?
From Cassandra Ramos, aka Strawberry Eggs. To me, a cozy game is low stress and laid back, usually cutesy and has little to no combat. Animal Crossing is a prime example. Fantasy Life counts too, even if the newest game actually has a final boss in it. Yeah, because the original game had no final boss, so that you could beat it being a farmer or what have you. From Body M, cozy games involve crafting, fishing, and farming, as well as some sort of relationship or friendship building.
All right. So basically, our audience has decided cozy games mean Harvest Moon.
and Animal Crossing.
And Animal Crossing.
Or playing Minecraft with my son, because it involves crafting, fishing, farming, and some sort of relationship, friendship building.
Oh, really? You can build friendships in Minecraft?
With my son,
oh,
absolutely.
No, that's real, though. Nobody wants that. That's got consequences.
Real relationships in my game.
How dare.
With that in mind, you could try saying Dead by Daylight's a cozy game. You're building relationships as you scream and hide in terror.
About my fuzzy son.
All right. Let's see. Do we have a what is the tidying genre too expensive nowadays? That's my first idea for a question of the week.
No, it's not the tidy genre I was complaining about. It was the bullet heaven.
Oh, bullet! I thought they were survivaton. If you go by what Vampire Survivors wants to call it, they want it they want them to be called survivatons. Bullet heaven
subgenre costs too much, right?
I like just call little. It's the survivaton bullet heaven genres. Rent just too damn high. Cost getting out of hand.
I mean, we've been complaining about that since games hit 70.
Well, none of these are 70.
No.
Right?
I really don't like the name Survivaton. So it's a survival marathon, and they jump.
No, it's you survive a ton. See how long you can survive.
Oh,
okay.
I really did. I don't like it.
That's honestly the first time I've heard it. The ones I've heard were Hoard Survivors and Bullet Heaven.
Okay, I'm going to add Hoard Survivor in there too.
Yeah, and Reverse Bullet Hell. It's also something.
Hoard Survivor. It's not bullet hell. It's bullet heaven because you.
Yeah, reverse bullet.
You
heaven.
are the
Yeah.
bullet.
Yeah. You are the bullet.
You are the bullet. Reverse bullet hell. There we go. Just any more I can put in there would be better.
And
All right, let's talk.
I hope people at least say which ones they're playing. Because,
They're not going to. As
Just
always,
a
if you
whole
have
bunch
better
of
ideas
question
for this
marks.
question of the week idea, this whole segment, please send them in. That's my other question of the week. Is how do we fix this segment?
Oh, we have the question of the week from which next tactical RPG should have Rock play, because that's one of the questions I've asked before, even though I've already have something on my list. But maybe there's something that you're like, well, he's such a Disgaea pervert, he should really play this. So
Stardust, Wish of Witch.
All right. Let's talk news.
Castlevania Grimoire of Souls being delisted from Apple Arcade.
What?
Which one was Grimoire?
I don't
of
even
Souls?
remember, so that's probably why it's
The
being
Apple
delisted.
Arcade only one.
Yeah, so like where's it going to go? It's shutting down. Like, how does it shut down? Isn't it just a single player game? What do you even need to shut down for?
Don't worry about it. They're shutting it down.
Why?
Because it's Konami.
What does it hurt leaving it up?
Their bandwidth.
we exactly have 2 news articles about this game.
Yeah.
First one, Castlevania Grimoire of Souls heading to Apple Arcade.
Nobody
Second,
cared about
being
it.
delisted from Apple Arcade, with indeed 5 years in between.
I want to get angry, but also like, why even delist it? Like, I get that it didn't go anywhere, nobody cares, but like, also, what is it hurting you?
It's going to be added on as a mini game to the new one, isn't it?
I
Like,
forgot. Doesn't Apple charge money to have your stuff up on their?
No,
They don't.
no. That's part of the 30% they take usually. So now maybe Apple Arcade's different, but I don't think so.
I never got Apple Arcade. I know it costs like a monthly fee or something.
Yeah, it costs the end user who subscribes to Apple Arcade.
But that would be an interesting model if you had to pay to keep it up there, and then right across the road you have Xbox Live, where it's like, yeah, we're not charging you anything.
I like this. The Konami announcement is, due to various circumstances, we regret to inform you that the service will be terminated on September. Various circumstances. What does that mean?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I didn't even know there was a Castlevania game on Apple Arcade. Aren't you guys subscribed to Apple Arcade?
Yeah.
No.
I am, but like, I never have time for that stuff. So I should like, I want to unsubscribe, but it's part of my Apple One subscription, and I need to figure out that whole thing.
It's being taken down because the one guy that actually knows how to keep it on the Apple Arcade
They
put in his
quit,
week's notice.
Yeah, we
It's
lost
2
the
weeks
key.
from
We
now, it's
can't
gone.
renew. Yeah. We don't know how to fill the forms out right to keep it up. Wait a second. This is Konami. This is the same company that submitted the forms wrong to Nintendo, and that's why they lost like Contra on the eShop at some point. Oh goodness. There's actually, your theory might not be so far off, Downdar.
Various circumstances.
Various circumstances.
Mysterious.
We got distracted with our pachinko division again and forgot to renew our subscription to the Apple developer account.
There's a reason we tell other companies to do stuff now.
Tangentially related only because the company's name is Super Evil Mega. I cannot talk. Super Evil Megacorp released a new major free update and DLC for Turtles. TMNT Splintered Fate.
Ooh.
I actually ended up buying this game. It frequently drops to really low price points. So it's not really a demo. I just played 45 minutes of a game I own. But the reason it went over my usual 30 is for a roguelite that's kind of like Hades progression. I just couldn't die, which was weird because usually, especially your first run through, you don't go through like 2 bosses. So this is definitely baby's first roguelite. And for with the turtles being involved as well, it's definitely something to get new fans into, people that may not have played roguelites in general. And it was a fun time. I mean, not dying is always fun.
In real life and in video games.
Yes.
I mean, I am a huge TMNT fan. God, this game goes on sale all the time for like dirt freaking cheap. I picked it up at some point. I just need to play it, and you said it plays a lot like Hades.
Yeah, it's that type of action roguelite anyway. It's a lot more, I'd say, basic. I haven't played too much of Hades for the comparison to be completely apt, but there isn't a whole lot uh, of variety as compared to something like Hades. I only did the one run through. I was expecting to do 2 or 3 because usually, like I said, you play an action roguelite, you make it like 2 or 3 floor or screens down the road, then you're like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to dodge like that against that enemy. And no, this one I beat Leatherhead, which is the first boss I fought, and was halfway through the second biome before like, oh, they finally did enough damage to me.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was pretty good.
Let's see. You'd also played the next demo, Colonel Hearts.
Yes, Colonel Hearts has been blowing up bigger than I thought it would, particularly since our news article for the week is them crossing over with Fortnite. It's a fun action RPG that does play out like a roguelite with gaining new skills that differ each run. But there's a tower in the middle of the map that comes out that gives different action and platforming segments trying to get around to collect everything on the screen. And that was the reason why there's a tower is you're basically on the outskirts of the Tower of Babel, which is the last bastion for humanity as robots have been taking down, like making humans have to get closer and closer because there's ash that keeps raining down from the tower that is ruining the world and people aren't able to breathe. So people are just becoming more cramped and they have to send someone. And they're sending these, you're basically like a cyborg, I believe. And you just go through. It's open world, open area, not necessarily open world, but you have a set amount of time you'll go around collecting, gaining from your base level to get as strong as you can, so you can go into a area to teleport against where it's just a boss battle and you have to be able to defeat the boss. There's only a few enemies that I played against in the demo, and I wasn't good enough in the time I put in it to beat the boss that I went against. So it was interesting enough where I want to see where it's going.
What a silly game. Yeah, there's ash coming from the tower. We're all about to die. Let's make some androids, but make them look like schoolgirls. Perfect. Just put them out there. They will save the world. Okay.
Yeah,
I know. I
but
know
guess
one
what?
person.
If you pre-order, you get a free Fortnite outfit.
Oh yes, I know one person who really likes robot girls, so he will be happy.
Robert Albright.
Mm-hmm.
Agent.
And
he also dislikes roguelites though. So
and before anybody asks, no, I will not be getting into Fortnite because of the Sonic content.
Not even Sonic.
Not even Sonic.
now I want the Fortnite characters to get into Sonic. Make all of them somehow crouch into a ball and spin as fast as they can. Let's go.
Yes, every skin that has been released up till now. I want to see John Cena crawling into a ball and do the Sonic moves. Gotta go
Yes,
fast, John Cena.
but you can't see it.
No, he's too fast.
Yes.
Okay. Are we getting... Wait a second. This next one is interesting.
Kinda.
Gung
Oh?
Ho Entertainment Online released a new update for Nihon Falcon's Trails in the Sky first chapter. Coming ahead of second chapter's release next month, it addresses the game's localization to align some of the terminology with the rest of the series.
Which
Interesting.
am a relative newcomer to the franchise. I played first chapter, and there were definitely some parts where I'm like, I recognize that term, that word, that group. And from what I read after the fact, some of those were updated from the original PSP version because they were trying to align it more with the full story. So because I'm trying not to spoil, I don't know exactly what they didn't have already updated to match with everything, but there had to have been enough for the legacy patch to exist, right? So I wonder how much has really changed to be like, oh, this is actually foreshadowing something that happens 5 games from now, so much easier and better now.
Yeah, I mean, this series has gone on for what, 20 years at this point? I don't know the
So
exact
many
timeline.
years. That sounds close anyway.
Yeah.
A long time. So yeah, it totally makes sense.
The first one was PSP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
See, Dungeon Quest is coming to Steam. Developer James Oliver, aka Destined, is working on the roguelike crawler RPG. Looks like a combination between Wizardry and Puzzle Quest.
Puzzle Quest?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I gotta see when he gets into combat here. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, match. We got some... Oh, this is... okay. This is the slide your finger through and choose how many things you want to pull in your turn and go from there. Those are different style of... Like, there doesn't seem to be rules on what you can go through, so I don't really get what restricts you, but...
All I saw was the grid, so I thought it was
a match 3, right? Yeah. But no, it's a drag your finger or I guess your cursor over stuff, and then whatever's that you ran over will trigger something based on some rules that I don't know.
Yeah, would have been good for them to have the demo out for this, but no.
So you can wishlist it now, though.
Yeah.
Yay.
Ever After Again. What's this about? Is that a sequel?
Okay. It is, technically.
Oh.
A game I've also never heard of.
Stories, the Path that I do remember that. That came out a couple times, I thought, right? Well, in 2016 it came out, and then 2019 it came out again onto the Xbone. All I know is your guy is a fox, and his name is Reynardo, which is like very not original for a fox name, but all right.
Leonardo falls in love with Zenobia, and I went, why is this Tactics Ogre?
Okay. And so there's a sequel where your swashbuckling fox guy has a new action RPG adventure, I guess.
Yep. They really make it seem, because I played the demo for this one, he's retired at this point, so they make a few jokes at his expense for being just out of shape and tired compared to his past. Was like, I don't remember City Hall being that far away. Type stuff. And the wife brings in a toad sage, which kind of talks like Yoda, but without the sentence structure. So I'm like, that's just an interesting choice for a voice actor.
I speak normally and do not mix my words around. Yeah.
Basically. Like that. All right. That's
what's even the point then? Yeah.
They wanted that type of rough voice for the Toad, I guess. And they're like, Toad, Yoda, same thing.
Toada.
At that point, it's just Miss Piggy.
Toad, Yoda.
Yeah. It was gruffer sounding than Miss Piggy, but yeah, I could see that being there.
Oh, yeah.
Depending. Angry Miss Piggy is
the same
gruff.
person who voiced both of them originally, right?
Both friend-balls. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, he comes across, he has to look into the Book of Destinies, which allows the game to be kind of structured in a way of like a roguelike, because he mentions that if he goes down, like, I'm going to follow this path, oh no, following that eventually leads to my death, then it brings him back. But the actual gameplay isn't roguelike.
Yeah, it's just a narrative going through like, oh, that was a mistake. Let's fix that.
Yeah, and he dies quite frequently. He's like, I don't want to die a lot again. It's like, but you're the only one that can use the book. He's like, oh, fine, I'll do it, honey. And learning the right routes and everything. It wasn't easy to dodge or parry. Like, it was kind of clunky movement that way while in combat. But it's a fine 3D action RPG, and it's always nice to have a bit of humor tossed in. So it'll find a niche for sure. And I mean, people who doesn't like Fox Heroes and toads that sound like Yoda?
A Toada, if you will.
Yes.
Toad Yoda. What?
The Trails in the Sky second chapter demo and opening movie has been released.
Well, there we go. Let's see.
I was
what's
afraid
the least
to play this demo.
Okay, so is the opening movie or the teaser trailer likely to have fewer spoilers?
Teaser trailer, I think.
You
The
think?
opening movie. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, the teaser trailer is only 17 seconds, so
okay.
That's how they deal with
spoilers.
it. It can't be spoilers because it's too short.
I'm still not going to watch it because I'm sure. I'm not sure enough.
What? It has Estelle in it? Okay, spoilers.
I have to decide if I'm playing this one so I keep stalling out on second chapter, but now the remake is here. So do I just jump onto the remakes? Like,
I would just jump onto the remakes.
But like, there's more.
It was a really good remake.
Yeah, but it's different, and like, I'd like to know the references from the original, right? And they cut some content, didn't they? No, nobody cares.
The one thing that the original has going for it is the chess jokes.
See,
that was what was cut.
Yeah.
Or as far as I know, so the only real thing cut. And main reason I didn't play the demo for this is I wasn't 100% sure I could carry my save data over, so I didn't want to play through something and then be like, "Oh, you can bring your demo progress." I'm like, "Yeah, but what about my first chapter progress?" So I didn't play this one.
Well, you could have just deleted the demo stuff at that point and then imported.
I don't necessarily trust game companies enough. Like, "Oh, you already copied over the data once. You can't do it again." Ha ha ha. Like, no.
I assure you we can figure that out. But all right. Fair enough. But like, what was the thing that you don't have? Are they not doing data transfer? Is that not a thing?
They're doing data transfer. I just didn't do enough research, and let's face it, when it comes down to it,
it says
really need me playing more demos.
It says you get bonus in-game items if you have clear data from the last game. So, which I think is how it worked when I did the transfer from 1 to 2. It like gives you levels up to a certain point and some bonus things. Not a big deal, I guess.
So, if you really want those, I don't know what you would joke about, potions. I always feel like the bonus items for those things are just kind of lame. Like, it's always something inconsequential, like jellies or something. Or am I just being cynical?
Oh, you're probably being more accurate than me, where I'm definitely the person where at the flavor text on the first dagger you get in the game that says like, "This is an heirloom from your father." And like, well, that means I have to keep it forever, because what if the ghost of my father shows up in the 8th chapter of the game? Like, I'm that person, even though there's no point to it. So I overthink it to the point where I'm like, okay, what if I don't save over the data? They're not going to give me that hidden secret conversation with the elder in the first village in Trails 2, because yes, I talked to everybody. And one of my favorite things they added to Trails in the Sky first chapter was whenever someone had a new dialogue choice, they showed up as a little yellow dot on the map. And when you talk to them, they turned gray. So I knew who to talk to until there's no more content to talk about.
I'll just never forget when I bought Disgaea 5, it coming with a code for some bonus items. And that was when Vaughn and I were sharing a PS4. And I accidentally claimed the code on his account and not mine. So I contacted customer service and was like, "Hey, I accidentally claimed this code on the wrong PSN account. Can I get this transferred?" And the customer service rep was like, "Well, Sony is very stingy about giving us codes, but to make things good, I will give you my personal code from my copy of the game." And I claim it, and it's like sodas or just like the basic ass healing item, and thinking that was so not worth contacting customer service over.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they didn't mind giving you their own code.
Yeah.
This person wants some extra sodas. All right.
Yeah, it was whatever the basic healing item in the Disgaea series is. It was just like, okay, yeah. That's just what I think
Contacting
of.
room service to have them bring up vending machine Sprite for you.
That's what it seemed like.
Well, I mean, that's happened to me before, actually. When they just serve bottled Sprite to begin with, yeah, I've had them bring up Sprite, and it's just a bottle of Sprite, and it's like, I could have saved $5 by getting this out of the vending machine myself.
That's where they got it from in the first place.
Yeah.
That's why it costs the extra money.
Yeah.
Demeo cross Dungeons and Dragons Battlemark campaign DLC has been announced. This is the third campaign for the Demeo and Dungeons and Dragons crossover.
I'm both happy and sad whenever they announce new stuff for this game because I swear I'm on the cast every time we have a new announcement for this and they don't have a demo. But if they did, would have I had to play this demo enough times where I just beat the game? Like, oh, I've played 9 hours because it just keeps showing up. But no, I'm still intrigued by it. I like tactics and card-based gameplay, so well, glad they're supporting it.
How is that game?
I wish I knew.
Okay. Well, speaking of demos, Chronoscript, the Endless End demo has been released.
Yes, I'm excited for this one more after playing the demo because I was worried how the visuals would act when you're going through the actual gameplay. Because you're inside a manuscript and it's like they're laying down pages as you continue moving. So someone's like drawing, this is where you're going next. And
this looks cool.
The boss fight that I got into, halfway through the boss fight, the actual page starts like the enemy knocks the page so much that it spins the page around. And as it's spinning, you end up having to move around to land on the bottom, and then the enemy goes through a bunch of ink. And when you beat that boss, you get that ability. So you're able to like zoom around, jumping from ink pile to ink pile too. And it's very interesting Metroidvania. And cool. I had to try beating the boss because of course I did. So this one took me a little bit longer than a half hour as well because it took me about 20 minutes to beat the boss. And one day someone that's good at these games will play and be like, dude, you really are bad at them. Because right now there's still that little bit of, oh, that was actually a difficult boss. But no, I'm pretty sure I'm just bad at these games.
It's the first time you're playing them. It's okay.
No, in general, Metroidvanias, not Chronoscript.
Right. Yeah, well, whatever.
It's kind of like, I haven't played a Souls-like yet, but based off of what I've seen of it, I'm better at turn-based than non-turn-based games. I'm pretty sure I'm going to die more than I should at Souls-like bosses.
To be honest, everybody's bad at Souls like games. That's the whole thing. I've played Elden Ring, finished Dark Souls 1. I died a million times. Times. Got angry, made my controller crackle a little bit because I was just incredibly angry. It's part of the game.
I did notice, particularly with the boss here, there's like falling projectiles that occur. And for some reason, probably because I'm not used to or playing this type of game that much, I was kind of treating it like I was like a sports player. So I'm like, oh, here comes something falling. I have to catch it. So I'm like, why am I jumping into each of the spikes? Stop that. Stop thinking like that. It's just getting the rhythm down, which does take its time. And that's with most games. I found it a bit difficult, so at least those that are new to the genre might find it a little hard, but I don't know for those that are like, this game needs to be on super hard mode or else it's not worth it. If that'll be a factor, visuals are worth checking it out anyway.
Lumintale Memories of Trey is coming to PS5 and Xbox.
The main thing I'll say about this one, because I reviewed it on the PC, is I really hope they get the load times better since they're on consoles, because I've not played a game in a while that had like I'm trying to go into a cave and it takes 2 minutes. And when you're playing a creature collector, one of the main draws is the exploration to try collecting all the creatures. And don't make it that difficult to try going from place to place. Like leaving town is an ordeal where I just put the controller down and walk away for a bit.
Yeah, especially in a game like this, it should be very fast because you also want to go in and out of battle really fast, in and out of dungeons because that's what these games are. So yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
4v4 though is always appreciated how they put at least that little spin onto the combat. Uh, Even when you face off against like the enemies that are shown on the screen, it's not typically just against a 4v1. There's a couple of them that will show up, and you do have the ability to instant win some of the fights, especially when you get strong enough. You have a yo-yo like contraption that you can just shoot out and hit the enemy on the screen, kind of like the more recent Trails of games. If you're strong, or not Trails of necessarily, sorry, Dragon Quest 7
Yeah,
reimagine there. So if you're stronger than them, you just get the experience and you don't have to worry about actually transitioning to combat.
I appreciate it when games do that.
And it really, it kind of has the same sentiment as something like a Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, where it's like, okay, you've finished some of the tutorial stuff. Where would you like to go next? And you end up circling back. So it is interesting to go through, like, okay, if I went through because it's traditional versus technological, essentially. So if you go the technological route at first, you do have to explore the traditional after, but the traditional side is now higher level. And some of the monsters are restricted to each side. So depending on which route you go, you'll have an entirely different experience based off of just that first choice. And
Okay,
yeah, other than
that
that,
sounds cool.
had at least for those that know creature collectors, because we've talked about some of them, the story was at least as interesting as like an Exomon. So that's a good comparison for me. Is if like, I've played too many Pokemon, I'm starting to explore some of the other ones. Lumen Tail was a good one to check out. It was just, at least for me, on my laptop, the loading screens were just, it took you out of the game a bit too much.
Okay. Guild Wars 3 details the Codon, the bear people. So this is why we don't have the kitty people?
Yeah,
because we needed
because
bears.
we've got the bears instead. Yeah, it's a prequel.
Bear-
Remember?
I know.
Did the bears eat the cats?
No, this is before the cats were around or able to be friendly people. I don't know. Listen, I didn't.
The bears tame the cats.
No, they're just different. This species in and the other one isn't. They'll probably add it back in an expansion. You know how this stuff works.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think of them, Chris? They look cool.
They're bears. Sure. I like their design more than the cats to begin with. So, because the cats are like cat cows, I never really understood them. So,
Cow cats?
cow cats? I don't know. What are they called? Nobody remembers.
Crap.
Somebody remembers. Also, you're a bit
I
off
never
the mic.
played
You probably want to get back on the mic again.
Sorry, I probably moved it a little bit.
Yeah.
Dang it, I used to know that, and now I'm blanking on it.
It's the char.
Char.
Bears.
Yeah. I want to know why we have so many freaking creature collectors. The next one's also a creature collector.
Are you really going to be upset
Dragon
with
Quest
Dragon
Monsters?
Quest?
Yeah.
Because it was trying to compete with Pokemon back in the day.
Yeah. I'm just saying, everything's creature collectors. We have just so many creature collectors.
Because everything wants to be Pokemon. Because Pokemon's a billion-dollar franchise.
Catching.
Hey, if we really wanted to try digging deep enough and feel disenfranchised about it enough, you know how many RPGs release in a week and all of them are similar to something else?
Mm-hmm.
But
All
this
right,
is Dragon
fine.
Quest and Monsters. So like, this is good. This is exciting. This is awesome.
So what is this one? Or what is the news about our upcoming Dragon Quest monsters?
Introduces more characters and locations. Stars Bianca and Dara from Dragon Quest V. What are the new characters? An important character is Ed, a self-styled living legend among monster wranglers. There's King Withers, who asks Bianca and Dara to use their powers to save the kingdom. There's a main base of operations. It's a location called Lushland that has enormous fruits and vegetables that players can climb. Taiboku, which has bamboo groves. Basically, just making hype for the game.
Cool.
I plan on playing this at some point.
Mm-hmm.
At least when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. I imagine you'll be playing it. I imagine Andy will play it. I know a lot of other people. Yeah. People love the DQ monsters.
I thought it'd be within at least the first 2 years, because 2 years after it comes out, I have a feeling that there might be some kind of conversation about it.
Yep. Okay. Fractured Worlds is also hitting Switch next week, along with the PC and PS5 release. Was Fractured Worlds? Looks like a Diablo-like.
It's an action RPG. It's already been announced on PC and via Steam and Epic. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've got ourselves another Diablo that looks controller focused. Looks like a mobile game.
The Relic, the First Guardian, is coming to Xbox and has a release date.
Okay.
What is the release date? October 9th. Looks like another action RPG.
It has not been doing so well on the PC based off of Steam user reviews.
Small Saga has released on Switch. This looked kind of interesting. You're playing as a mouse with a pocket knife who is seeking out the human that cut off its tail. It was originally released for PC via Steam after a successful Kickstarter, and yeah, playing as little animals.
Stole my tail? What the heck?
Not sure I like that they're beating up a cat.
Well, I mean, the cat decided to start stuff, you know? Look at this cat boss. Wow. And you've got a little Swiss Army knife trying to fight that cat. Oh, they don't even show it.
He was about to shank that cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a whole mouse kingdom, and then you go shopping. Oh, here we go. Oh, used a lighter on the cat.
Oh.
Wow.
I like that everyone's like humanoid, like they've got clothing or at least pockets or a strap or a bag, except the cat and the octopus. They're all just like nude and like, screw your clothes conventions. I'm a cat.
It looks like there was a friendly cat too.
Yeah, he was sleeping.
It looks like a shopkeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to be at least somewhat friendly, even though it was sleeping, because they built an entire ecosystem around it.
Yeah.
It just wakes up and be like, how's there a village here?
It was really tired.
Like I always contest, my cats are too stupid to be really vicious about catching stuff.
Kelley, I'm sure the cat's just going to be like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm leaving. That's got to be how that ends, right?
I hope.
You see a lighter on the cat.
This one's a Mouseketeer, it looks like. Oh, wait, is that copyrighted? We got to be careful. Disney.
I'm just going to have to tell myself it's just a game. It's not real. Cat isn't actually getting hurt. But anyway, yeah.
Until you find a lighter in your house. Then you know enough.
Where'd that switchblade come from?
The game's real.
Bloody mice.
All right. So what's going on? Oh, they've delayed Control.
They've delayed Control, but it has gone gold.
Oh, but only the physical version. They're like, it's going to take a while, huh?
Yeah.
It's just them picking up the phone going, Sony, are you sure? Called 6 hours later. Hey, Sony, Sure.
So the
Please.
delay is something to do with creating the discs and all the pamphlets with it and those kind of things? Is that what? Because gold is your code is done.
Yeah. Well, done to the point that you're going to ship it. That doesn't mean it's good, working, or functional, you know?
It used to be, but now, yes.
I mean, even back then, there were definitely games like, we went gold, and you pick it up like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but then you just buy the PC World magazine and buy the demo disc, and then you can, get some patches from there because you don't have internet at home, those kind of things.
Fair.
Rhapsody 2 Ballad of the Little Princess gets a Japanese console archives release. Are you guys familiar with the console archives?
Only vaguely, and I've been irritated by console archives and egg console because it says on the eShop that it's in English, but apparently it isn't in English, I guess.
Yeah, they just kind of throw stuff on the store as is.
And do we have a remake of this one available to us or not?
Yeah, we have the Rhapsody collection.
What system was that on?
I think Switch.
Switch, okay.
No, I was amused reading the console archives descriptions, and the descriptions say, like, they released one for Tekken. And the description said, Tekken released for a console in the 90s. Not wanting to say PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That is why they're archiving it.
I know. It's just amazing. Like, you're not gonna say the name of the console because it's your direct competition, or was your direct competition there? Console archives people? I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Let's see. Code Vein 2 Mask of Idris DLC gets a September date.
No, we skipped Fantasy Life I?
Oh, sorry. Level 5 has released Fantasy Life I on iOS and Android and includes touchscreen controls.
Oh? So, not free to play, like a real game on mobile?
I imagine so.
Yeah, available on the App Store and Google Play Store for $24.99. Wow.
I paid $60 for that when it was new, so...
And there's still people who are going to say this is too expensive.
Well, they always do.
Yeah.
Everything's always too expensive. Free is too expensive for some people, depending on the game.
Well, that's because the cost is actually infinite on some free games.
Yes.
No, I wonder how it'll control.
I mean, does it let you use controllers?
That's the real question.
Yeah, because they could, but sometimes people don't, and it's like, well, why not?
I didn't want to bring a controller with me on the bus.
You don't have to use the controller.
Yeah.
But it should still let you use the controller. It's already out. I can find out. What's next? Let's talk about Code Vein. I'll do the research.
Code Vein's Mask of Idris DLC gets a September date, along with the 2.0 update. What day is it coming out specifically? I'm not sure. September 9th.
Picking a day like that for releasing DLC just means okay, you know how everything is releasing right now? You don't need to buy any of them. You already have Code Vein too.
I mean, it is Dreamcast Day.
Is it?
September 9th.
I
mean, I know it was Dreamcast Day 30 plus years ago, but I always associate it with Dreamcast Day.
I mean, 99.99 was Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, that too. Let's see. Forsworn is releasing in September. The co-op tactical roguelite.
So this one, I'll bring up this aspect again. I mentioned on the pre-show. It was a 13 gigabyte demo, and I kind of looked at it and went, okay, this is a rather basic feeling tactical roguelite. You're moving across nodes on a map. You level up your party of 3 to get stronger. There's equipments artifacts you get to equip to alter the character's output and abilities. You gain new skills. Regular enemies are minor challenges. The big boss fights are pretty much too tough to try, especially at the beginning. It's a fine game, but for those that know about tactical roguelites, everything feels kind of basic. And I'm looking at it, and it's rare. I end up playing through a bit of a demo and going, man, this makes me really want to play another game, even if they're relatively similar. And for me, like Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch is something I'm like, I put that on my wish list instead of Forsworn, it felt like. So hopefully they add a bit more into the game to like it does have that CRPG-ish look to it to make it seem like they might add more variety of how things turn out.
Okay, so I should play this game, so I yearn for another game. Is that what I need to... That's what happened to you, right?
Pretty much. And people are like, oh, that seems like you're being a bit harsh on the game. Like, that's this RPG cast. This isn't, I'm not playing demos and trying to hype the game up much. If the game's mediocre, I'm going to tell you.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, and I have some news. You can use a controller on Fantasy Life I, but somebody complained that if you plug in the controller, the on-screen buttons stay on the screen, which is annoying, they say. I assume doesn't happen on the Switch version or whatever. It's only Switch, right?
Switch and
Did it get a Switch 2?
What's on PC? Okay.
Fantasy Life?
Yeah.
Because I actually played the whole thing on my Steam Deck.
I should really play my Steam Deck ever.
Yes, Fantasy Life I on the Steam. Yeah, it doesn't have the controls on the screen. Different, and it is still $60.
Yep.
Play a compromised version of a really good game for half the price.
Is it compromised? I guess it is because of those controls on the screen.
And I imagine there's a lot of screen crunch.
Could be.
Because like the big open world area was pretty huge.
My question is, does it have crossplay? Because this is a multiplayer game, right?
Yeah. Good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend the $25 to find out either. You said Switch 2. Speaking of Switch 2, another Crab's Treasure has a Switch 2 version now.
I was playing that on Extra Life.
And it's available as a free upgrade. So if you already have the game, you can upgrade it for free. That's how it should be.
Better performance. More FPS. That's the same thing. What else are they saying?
More frames, more crabs.
Free update, except in Japan. We have to charge you like 100 yen. Okay. Or why?
You know somebody still complains about that dollar.
I would. I think they should. The company wants to do it for free. They should be able to. Anyway, it's on sale already anyway till September 10th. So
I need to play that one.
It looks good. I mean, and it is good. I've played some of it. I didn't ever finish it though, so not enough to get me to finish.
Or it's too difficult.
Here's something weird, Kelley. Do you want a GBA game or Game Boy Color game?
Hachi Pals.
It's even trying. I didn't end up getting the demo for this one, but that's because it's available from its website, and you need to buy it through shop for $0.
It's a pinball game? Puzzle pinball catching. Oh, it's like Pokemon Pinball.
Yeah. Game will be available as a physical cartridge or as a digital ROM.
Why do I think 10, 15 years from now we're going to have this kind of stuff for PlayStation 5?
Will people be nostalgic for discs?
Yeah.
Because cartridges I can see, but yeah, maybe they are because people are actually buying up DVDs from secondhand stores because they also, are nostalgic for that. Okay.
I mean,
yeah, people are weird. Cool.
I mean, I bought me a physical copy of the Backrooms Blu-ray just to have it in my movie collection.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch the behind-the-scenes stuff.
I have a lot of movies on Blu-ray because you can't watch them on any streaming service. Like, who has Troll 2 on the streaming service? No one. How dare you?
The question is, who wants to watch Troll 2 on streaming?
Me!
You think the jank only went to games? Come on now.
No, it's also movies. Because in this house, we do not piss on hospitality.
I want to watch the Rift Tracks version of that, just as a side tangent.
It's good. It's good.
What about a new MMORPG?
Another one.
Another one.
We have so many.
This one's
But
in
how
early
many?
access, so that means you know it's going to be great.
How many of them are led by a team of by the Ultima Online guy?
Don't know. I feel like half of them at this point.
I appreciate the name of the game is Stars Reach, and the first thing they show on the trailer is falling stars, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you don't have to go far to reach them then, huh?
It's a sandbox sci-fi RPG.
Yeah, this feels more like an MMORPG in the vein of like Rust rather than World of Warcraft, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, sounds accurate. I mentioned it's in our news article for it. The guy who is the creative director behind Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies is doing this one. So
Okay.
he's kind of predates some of the.
Do they have a
World of
name?
Warcraft.
Does this person have a name?
Was that the
Does, but I
person
don't have
that,
it up.
Was that the person that was on the no-clip document?
There's
Let's
Raph
see.
Koster. RAPH space KOSTER. Raph Koster, the creative director for Star Wars Galaxy, the lead designer for Ultima Online. Lead designer, game design or art design? I don't honestly know. I assume game design. Raph Koster. Oh, he's got a website. Oh.
Yeah, that's the same guy that was on the latest no-clip video about the history and evolution of MMO games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they have Project Gorgon in there?
No, he
Failed.
also did a whole video about Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, that's probably worth watching. How the Jedi ruined the game.
Yeah, that was indeed what it was about.
Star Wars is great if you take out the Jedi.
Well, it's great if they dangle the Jedi as a carrot, but not once everyone can do it.
Yeah.
It's what it sounds like.
The stories about that stuff was interesting, though, about how the only Jedis on the server would be very secretive about it so that they wouldn't get gank killed.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had to keep your lightsaber hidden.
Mm.
Seeing sci-fi RPG just made me think that one of Blizzard's biggest mistakes, I feel, was never making a World of StarCraft.
That's actually probably true.
Just imagine this. So, what's your character? I'm a zergling. That's my that's my character. I'm a level 17 zergling.
You would not be a zergling. You'd be zerg, and you'd be allowed to evolve to different.
No,
zergs.
I don't want to be infested Terran or anything. I just want to be a zergling, and I only want to talk in weird sounds.
Yeah, if the Terran get infested, wouldn't that be an interesting mechanic to put in? Just, hey, I'm playing as a Terran. Oh no, I got killed. No, how am I infested already? Never get to turn back.
Oh, that's like the zombie event in World of Warcraft. People get angry.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't go over well, but it'd still be funny.
It will, yeah.
So if you want to sign up for this early access thing, you can do it on Steam. It's Steam Early Access. There's 3 different packs have different bonuses. I'm not going to promote them for them. So $30 is the smallest, 80 is the highest. Go check that out if you're into it. It is very much a like survival building, harvesting sort of thing. So I think we are ready for reviews now, right? Or is no, I'm supposed to talk through what's coming out. Let's see.
It's coming out, Chris.
Mortal Shell 2 for PC, PS5, and Xbox is an action RPG. This is one of those Souls-like ones, I think, that we've mentioned 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We have Brigandine Abyss, which we'll hear more about in a second, for PC and Switch 2 and PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And then we have Neptunia Unlimited, but that's Japan only. And then we have like a tarnished edition of Elden Ring, so that's the Switch 2 port of Elden Ring. That's what's coming out this week. Huh?
There is one I was going to add to that.
Yeah.
Star Wars Zero Company, the tactical RPG that's kind of like XCOM.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That published by EA, developed by, I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but Star Wars and XCOM
Reactor.
does sound awesome.
Bit Reactors who's developed it, but yeah, that's coming out on the 27th. Okay, yeah. Cool. And then one more important game coming out this week for you, Erik. Find My Branches, or Find My Frogs, branches, which is a cozy hidden object game where you search for frogs and toads in a hand-drawn village nestled high in the branches of an ancient tree. So you got to find the frogs and click on them. I don't know if you can handle it, though.
I will put it on my wish list for Extra Life.
Don't know how much it's going to be even, but it does have a demo down there if you want to try it. No? Okay.
Are we really branching into hidden objects coverage now?
Perfect.
It's like an adventure corner. What difference?
I have yet to play the billion hidden object hack games I've seen. So
will you, though?
I don't know.
No.
Not really into that genre.
Yeah, but if you could pick them up and put them on a shelf, that'd...
True, if I could pick them up. Because then you can cuddle them.
Goodness sake. Ryan, did you kind of give us a good overview for your review for Brigandine earlier, or do we want to talk about that again?
I think I went over it pretty well.
You gave it a 4 out of 5. So if you want to read his full review, we've got it on the site, and you can see why the story gets 2 out of 5.
Do we need to read the pluses and minuses, or?
No, I think he covered it already.
Okay.
Voidling Bound is the next one, reviewed by K. Vandevert. Gave it a 4 out of 5. Said, great combat system, splicing is cool and fun, appealing visual design, but the story premise is underutilized and the short campaign could keep players engaged for longer. So I guess you get to evolve things in this one.
My 3-second try to explain of it is you take a bunch of creature collectors and you put them into Super Mario Sunshine, trying to clean up the area by defeating enemies and cleaning.
Okay.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
Action RPG.
Do you do cleaning actions, or is defeating the enemies how you clean?
You kind of do cleaning actions in that it'd be like, oh, this area is covered in this, ooze or paint or whatever. And then you shoot your gun at it and it cleans it.
So can I evolve like my guy to have a pressure washer?
Probably, because I'm sure there's a water type.
Yeah, like so they can use their attacks to clean up, or am I actually handing them a pressure washer? Because that's much less interesting.
No. Yeah, they're using their attacks.
Yes. Okay,
they
cool.
Clean up the area.
Excellent. I've not evolved you for combat. I've evolved you for cleaning.
And this is Voidling Bound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sounds like you got to check it out, Kelley.
Yeah. Creature collecting and cleaning? That just sounds like crack.
The cleaning aspect, like the 3 seconds might not be doing it too much of a service with it. It is mostly still action. You have to defeat the boss of the area, then you turn around and clean part of the area, and it's a very rudimentary cleaning.
There's not like a 3-hour statue cleaning level.
Yeah, it's like at the end you'll have this spot. Like even looking on the Steam page, I don't even think they show the cleaning aspect on here. So who knows? Maybe they buffered that out after. I played
they buffed it out.
Like 6-7 months ago.
That's why I was clarifying. Is that the game? What game you were talking about? Because I pulled up the Steam page to wishlist it and didn't see anything about that aspect. But I might have to check it out.
If you click down on the Steam page, choose your evolution path, take control, you scroll down enough, you'll see cleanse the world. That's what I mean by it.
Interesting.
And then there's like these, as you defeat the areas that are like dirty, essentially, flat like plants will pop out of it because you're cleansing the area.
So it's only like what is this? It's a $25 game, so you can get it for pretty cheap. Kelley, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's Steam Deck.
And there's a
Playable.
sale on Fanatical right now. So.
I've never bought anything from
then
third-party Steam
buy it from
sites.
Steam then. All right.
I'm
And there's a
told those
demo.
can be
You could just try it
shady.
out.
Yeah, I might just try out the demo. See if it
There's
hooks
a
me
reason
in.
it's compared, or not compared, but there's a bundle with it in Pal World. There, as far as I know, gameplay is somewhat similar. Voidling Bound, though, is much more. You start at the beginning of a mission point, go through the mission.
But can I catch human
upload.
shopkeepers and put them to work in my slave pens? I mean, my home bases. I can do that
Could be
in
a
Pal
creature you
World.
select.
I can do that in Pal World.
It was unintended, but they never patched it out. And it's amazing.
Oh, they never patched it out?
No.
No, people liked it, so they kept it.
Yeah, exactly. And that game finally hit 1.0. I should probably go check out Pal World again, shouldn't I? Or not.
There is now a more coherent story, I believe.
Get to the tree. Still don't care.
What else we got? Celestial Return review?
It's a good one.
Oh, it's you again. Tell us. Oh, wait, you already did.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was the Cosmic Horror.
Level up your anger issues. That's the game. Yeah.
The only thing I can really add, if you look at the visuals for it, there's a flower with a face. That is an abstract that Howard picks up at the very beginning and is basically just I'm learning about humanity and what humans are. Tell me more about them. Blank slate, so you can tell them good things, hopeful things, or you can tell them why humanity and life sucks.
Like, do you have an hour?
Yeah. There's a time skip of 2 years, and Rose is its name. Rose is just like, oh, it's come on, let's go back out and do things. And you're like, but I don't want to. I'm an old crotchety detective.
And then an Adventure Corner with Steins Gate reboot from Alex.
Yeah, can always count on Alex to cover the Steins Gate.
I didn't realize it rebooted.
He says in it that it's the best version of Steins Gate, and as a big fan of the anime, it makes me think this might be the one to try going to. Until at the very least, I saw the price point. I'm like, well, I got to wait for that to drop now.
It's a series that I've always been curious about. And then another Adventure Corner, Feed the Scorch Pot from Michael Baker. What is Feed the Scorch Pot?
So it's trying to be a rogue-like sort of thing, but a board game-ish construction.
Okay.
Which is weird because, like, I'm looking at this, and this is just Settlers of Catan, right? But we've got rogue stuff. I don't know what's going on. You got to read this.
What would make a Settlers roguelike? Because basically, when you start each game, isn't it kind of?
I guess
that's just how board games work. Is roguelike.
It's very interesting looking. So, like, I'm actually going to check this out afterwards. Also, there's a dragon you have to keep feeding. So,
let's see. The combination of the Book of Kells and Settlers of Catan. I don't know what the Book of Kells is.
Yeah,
it was a movie with kind of a Celtic art style.
Interesting.
Oh, and this is that. Okay, 'cause it looks like an illuminated manuscript. The Book of Kells is a famous 1,200-year-old illuminated manuscript containing the 4 Latin Gospels of the New Testament. So this is not about a movie. This is straight up where these inspirations. This is like all these illuminated manuscripts come to life. This is where they're being inspired from. Okay.
Okay, forgive me. There was a movie called Book of Kells about the Book of Kells.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
That mimics that art style. So.
Yeah, Book of Kells plus Settlers of Catan seems interesting enough to check out. Let's see, how much is this?
Yeah.
This is $12 right now. It's normally $15. Well, that's a decent price.
And just like the Book of Kells, it's got a pretty art style.
As a dragon that looks a little too similar at points to me. Add some yellow to that dragon.
Copyright infringement.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elena did an impression on Pokemon Pokopia Bubbly Basin.
That DLC for Pokopia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, It's an expansion. I have not had a chance to pick this up yet.
I'm surprised, Kelley. You liked Pokopia.
I know. I just have had I've had cleaning to do in video game.
What you're saying is Pokopia isn't as relaxing a game as it should be.
It is, just in a different way. But yeah, you can read about what Elena thought of Pokopia. I'm pretty sure she enjoyed it, because more Pokopia, probably nothing but a good thing.
Accurate.
Cool.
It's a marine and ecosystem. You get more water, Pokemon types.
Too much water?
Too much water, then it turns into the Poyo movie.
Ponyo?
Ponyo, thank you. I think we're done, aren't we?
Yeah.
I just feel like the show ended. Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go consider playing the Scorch Dragon thing and see if Villana's really in it or not. All right. What are we doing? It's time to tell me, what are you going to play out of the stuff I said earlier or other things that came up through this show? Have we gotten you interested in any new games, Ryan?
Well, I've already played one of the ones that's coming out.
All right,
so.
fair enough. Yeah.
Not sure exactly what I'm going to be jumping into next. Actually, no, I do know what I'm jumping into next. Early access of a tactical game called Entropy came out.
Oh,
and
that one looked
I'm going to be checking.
Interesting.
I played the demo of it a couple weeks back, so I want to see how much more they added. And the visual style is still in the same vein as the developer's prior game, which is Dread Delusion, which I know was an intriguing first-person Kingsfield-like difficult game. So tactical difficult is a lot more up my alley, so I'm going to check out what that's all about.
Sweet. Kelley, what are you going to play?
I need to get back to Trails from the Horizon at some point. I've slacked on my playthrough, and I apologize. I mean, I like the game. I just keep getting distracted by other games.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Erik?
I'm going to try and finish Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. I'll be streaming Shining Force 3 Scenario 1. We will finish it, hopefully. I'm going to try to do some extra streams this week because, like I said, I'm home alone, so I can do it. And after that will probably be Triangle Strategy after discussion of today. So,
not Shining Force Part 2 or 3?
For streaming.
Oh.
You have the streaming life and you have the normal life.
And the normal life can't play good. Or wait, Shining Force is a good game. When's the jank coming back, dude?
Oh, okay. What I was thinking, after being done with Scenario 1, we do a jank game. Okay. And then we go into Scenario 2, do another jank game. Okay. And then
I don't know. I feel like the proportion of good to jank is not right with those because they're very long.
Yes.
Which benefits you, I guess. But fine.
I just keep wanting to make a joke about you running around the house screaming every time you say the Home Alone.
Absolutely. Screaming, running upstairs, putting my hands on my cheeks and screaming into the mirror while applying aftershave. That's me. Yeah.
All right. I will, of course, be playing Project Gorgon. Can I get anything else into my life this week? Probably not. I'll be trying to wrap up a bunch of stuff at work before a work trip the following week. So a lot of work stuff in my life this week, I imagine. And then when I come back, maybe I can actually focus on doing different things. Shows shouldn't be interrupted. We made some changes to the website that should hopefully have made it more functional, reliable. Not any visual changes, but hopefully breaks less often and is more reliably loadable on mobile. And if you're in weird locations and it was blocking you out, maybe it won't now. I don't know. Let me know in the Discord if there are problems with the site, of course. And with that, I think that's it. So, if we got a question of the week that's better than this, let me know. Otherwise, we're going with, is the Survivor, Hoard Survivor, Survivaton, Bullet Heaven, You Are the Bullet, Reverse Bullet Hell genre game cost getting out of hand?
The naming of the genre is getting out of hand.
I know. That's my favorite part of this question now.
Yeah, me too.
All right. And you can let us know on the Discord, the YouTubes, the social medias, like the blue skis. And otherwise, we will catch you next week. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for streaming stuff and now later today and throughout the week. And that's it. Talk to you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.